Man, you know what time it is. You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole and I'm joined by my co-host Ray Jeezy. What's going on, Ray?
Brother, what's good with you? You the one that training camp. You the star.
I'm the star. I'm the star now. Hey, it was live, man.
Your picture with the hat on. Now look at my man looking cool. The new
Washington thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. No, it was good, man. It was cool out there, man. It was actually didn't feel bad. I mean, cool. It wasn't hot. You know, I mean, that's one thing. I wasn't sweating like the last video I did. But it was good, man. I got to observe. You know, I was around Commanders media, so we got to share some notes. You know, some of the folks that have been on our show, like Candy, Lou, also Felix. So yeah, we've had a few folks, man. It was a few folks out there, man, that I got to chat to and shoot the breeze. So it was good, man. It was good. What's up? What's going on, Steve?
Good,
what's going on, my dude?
That's a real one right there. Steve,
a real one, man. He a real one.
Follow him on X, my people. Trust me.
Yeah. He a real one, man. Steve was definitely
cool
a real
Commanders
one.
fan as well. That's what's up.
Say what?
Wale, I do got a question. I know I say he's a cool Commanders fan. No doubt. I got a question for you though. Why did Jamin take his shirt off for you though, bro?
He always has his shirt off. I ain't get that either. I was like, look, bro. I was look. I was saying it to I asked Candy like, am I allowed to interview am I allowed to interview him? Because you know, I'm trying to take. Dog, I can't get this off the screen. Can you get this off the screen?
No, yeah, I got it.
It's off of your screen?
Yeah, it's off my screen.
Ain't off my screen. All right, so it must be. I must have got stuck or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
I can still hear you, but go ahead though, bro.
Oh, okay, now it's off. Now it's off my screen. All right. So anyway, yeah. So I asked Candy, and it was like, I was like, yo, can I interview this dude? Because he got his shirt off. Usually you feel like you can't interview a dude when they got their shirt off. Because some folks don't want to be on camera with their shirt off, right? So I'm like,
all right. Already, bro. Paul is good.
I know, right? And then I'm like,
Cam?
all right. Then I was like, I said, screw it. F it. So I went up there. I was like, yo, Jamie, you trying to talk? He was like, yeah. They came over and he spoke. But you look at other interviews, he got his shirt off. So I didn't feel bad. I looked online for other stuff. He had his shirt off. So I ain't feel bad.
You ain't want to feel like you got the exclusive shirt off.
Nah, and I don't want to feel like I had the exclusive shirt off. That's wild.
Take your shirt off. I was looking like, why he got his shirt off? I said, it ain't that hot today. I was like, maybe, you know, he did it for Wole. He was trying to pull up for the, Wole's gone. What happened? Lou, what's good, brother? Cam Mingo, what's good? I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I don't know if y'all checked out Wole's interview with Jamie Davis yesterday. Go to YouTube, check it out. I don't know if it's on our YouTube page or if it's on All Burgundy and Gold, but still, either way, check that out. He interviewed Jamie Davis, so we hope we'll have a breakout season for the Commanders. And yeah, there you go. What happened, Wole?
It was weird.
Man, Wole's rolled out. My bad. Did I offend you? My bad.
No, I told you something was happening.
I'm not questioning you, bro. I promise.
No, I told you I knew it was something. Like, what's my internet? I was like, it was stuck. I was trying to, because Cam put out there. I want to say, what's up to my man Cam?
Yeah, my man, light skin Lou pulled up just now. But man, Paul said keep it professional though.
Huh?
Paul said keep it professional.
I kept it. Well, I kept it professional. I did. I kept it real professional. Thank you, bro. I kept it real professional.
Is that interview? I appreciate you, Dujane. Is that interview on our YouTube page or is it on?
No, it's on All Burgundy Gold. But I know what for you, Ray. I'll pull it up so people can see it.
Okay,
this is on All Burgundy.
You got
for you. I'll pull it up, yo. You acting real extra right now, dog. Oh, you're acting real extra right now. I hate you, dog. you acting real extra right now, dog.
Hey, Dujane, I watched Dujane's show too, which was dope.
Oh, yo, go ahead. Hey, go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, bro.
Sports
Wi-Fi is exclusive. It's exclusive.
Shout out to Sports Journey. Speaking of what, Dujane, what's up with your man, Lake Lewis? He's supposed to be with us tonight.
Lake now. Lake here. Lake is here.
Okay,
so let me get to the particulars first. Lake, I see you, Lake. We got to go through some particulars first, though. Ray is all extra and whatever.
I got to pull up for my man, Lake.
You know what I'm saying?
We are.
Anyway, before we get to my man Lake, hold on, Ray, hold on. Hey, I didn't mention you. We are. You can check us out on our website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. We're also on Amplifier Media, which is amplifiermedia.com. You can also subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also, make sure you subscribe to the Urban Sports and YouTube channel as well. If you're watching this on YouTube. Hit that red subscribe button, like this video. Also, do not forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG at Urban Sports Scene and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also, join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, let's get into our tradition, the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. Sports Journeys Washington Commanders reporter Lake Lewis Jr. will join us to talk about what he learned about Jaden Daniels and the Commanders after the loss to the New York Jets 2017 in their first preseason game. We'll also talk about what's next for the team against the Miami Dolphins Saturday, which is their next preseason game. All right, let's introduce the homie Lake. What is good, Lake?
What's up?
Hey, Lake, you got a lot of people ready to come at you because you know who. You know what? Because you know who. I got somebody on the chat that's ready to talk about your guy. I'm just saying.
He already questioning your punctuality, my brother. You see this on time. He's shocked.
I mean, I'm always on time.
No, he on black people time, bro. He like
my man Dujane, he just said you the travel chief, so you could be late, brother. You're wrong.
Hey man, no, listen, just so y'all know, I logged in here a while ago, and I was just waiting to be let in.
Oh, it could be. I was late though. I ain't gonna hold you. I was late though.
Hey, shout out to real quick before we get to you, Lake. Shout out to my man Michael Underwood. He said we're the Giants guys. So that's the other show. I appreciate you supporting that. I'm not part of that show technically no more. You know, I'm always part of it, but I'm not. So yeah, pull up here, man. Don't watch that Giants guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a Commanders fan. But my man Dujane said we are, of course. I don't have nothing for you today, Lake, but I'll show love to you. This Michigan fan won't though, no doubt.
Yeah. Here you go. Okay, Lake off the rip. There you go. Oh, Paul ready for you though. That's who's ready for you. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, he ready.
I'm surprised Wole's still standing upright. You know, with McCarthy getting hurt and all that.
Hey, all right. So
that's a blow, man.
Real quick though about that. It sucks, but on the flip side, I wanted him to sit the whole year out anyway. Keep it a buck. I wanted him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that way he can just learn and see.
Yeah, that's what I want. You know,
but he was putting some heat on Darnold for sure.
Oh, he looked good. No, he looked good.
He did.
He looked good. But you know, we talked about Kevin O'Connell. Like that's another year he gets to learn with Kevin O'Connell, bro. So
I wanted Kevin here, man. Yeah. You know that. So yeah.
I know you did. That's what I'm saying. Yep. That's another. I think another year under Kevin, just sitting and watching and listening. I think that's going to be real good for him.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
About drafting the quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing the comments. Let's get it started. Lake, the Commanders fell 20-17 to the Jets over the weekend. Jaden Daniels 2 of 3, 45 yards. We all know he audibled out of that play, hit Diami on that bomb. It was impressive. I see the fan base is rallying around the young quarterback. What was your thoughts initially when you watched your second overall pick just look amazing and took a little bit of shine from Caleb Williams just for a hot second, at least on Commander Twitter, according to Wole?
Well, I mean, you guys have heard me saying this all off season. Yeah. Like the kid looks really good, and what you saw on on Saturday, that shouldn't shock anybody. This is what he's doing in practice. I mean, he's making plays, and the irony is they don't run him in practice. You know, so they clearly he's a pocket quarterback that can take off when he has to. But you know that those plays are going to be in there, during the regular season. So they just gave everybody just a little bit to whet their appetite, just so you can see that he makes things look effortless. You know, the talent is there. It's just, make sure the play calling is there to match. And I think with Cliff Kingsbury, it will be. So I was excited, and I think the fan base should be.
Yeah, he looked good, man. He looked good. Obviously, 2 out of 3. Like, he threw 3 passes, but he looked good and looked sharp. I like that he audibled out of the play. I don't know what people are weird. Like people are very weird. I that's what you want out of a quarterback. You want to hear that your quarterback a young quarterback. He saw something that was in his favor. He checked to that play, and it worked. I'm like, I don't even get why people would come out and say like, oh, this is defiant. He's defiant because they didn't want him. They didn't ask for him to do that. I'm like, fans are getting really weird.
We know what that is, man. Because let's just call it like it is. If it was somebody else, looked a little like the wall behind me, they might say, oh, he showed how intelligent he is to process.
Yeah.
I mean, stop it, folks. You know better than that. I mean, this guy, and I'm saying it. I'm gonna say it until proven otherwise, and I said it weeks ago, he's going to have the best rookie campaign of any rookie. He's going to be the rookie of the year. I truly believe that. And I know Caleb's got some weapons in Chicago. That's not to knock him at all.
Yeah, I know it's not knocking him. I know you're not knocking him.
But the legs of what Jaden can bring to the table is what separates him from everybody else. And I think he's going to show you something. I also predicted that I think Bo Nix is going to start in Denver. That's a whole nother story. But anyway,
I want to ask you something real quick about that. I know Wole has now had the chance to also observe Jaden Daniels in person. He said he's not as small as what people make him out to be. But what I heard from a scout yesterday was that he's actually big down bottom, which is going to make him difficult to bring. Pause. My bad, Wole. You don't want to do a shirt like this. So, dang, you messed me up. But
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Ray.
Is he going to be difficult to bring down because of the squats and the preparation at LSU and even prior to throughout his collegiate career, Wole?
You know, that's a great question, man. And you know, I did notice that too. Like he's definitely, you go back to like his pro day, you could see his legs had, you know, some muscle on them. So, you know, and I actually told my boy, I said, it reminds me of different sports, but it reminds me of LeBron. And I say that because you guys remember when LeBron was like in his first 2-3 years, he had these huge legs with no upper body.
True. Yeah.
And then he just naturally grew into that. Now he's got bigger shoulders and legs. I mean, but you know, with Jaden being so young, you know he's going to put on weight naturally. They got him. They have him in an NFL weight program. Shout out to Chef Mel. That's his chef. You know, so you know these guys have to make sure that he's eating properly and doing the right things. But I mean, if you are a talent, you're a talent. I don't care what your size is. And you saw him tearing up the Pac-12 when he was out there at Arizona State. You saw him tearing up the SEC at LSU. And I've seen him tearing up some pro players throughout this offseason. So he's a real deal franchise quarterback talent. And I think that, you know, the little glimpse of what you saw against the Jets. Now, mind you, that wasn't the Jets' first team defense. Most of those guys weren't playing. But guess what? Brandon Coleman, who I think is going to be the starting left tackle for Washington, Sam Cosmi, none of those guys were playing too. So you still got to go out and perform, and he did just that.
No, it's wild because I had this discussion with Serge, I guess yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and like it was the thing. We both said that. Like he said, like he did. Like I was talking to somebody. I was saying, like, he didn't. The Jets didn't have all their players, but the good thing is that he did what he was supposed to do. That's what you do to a team that has lesser talent than you, right? Like that's a good sign because if you had problems, that would be a bigger issue. But you did what you're supposed to do. Like you're supposed to put up numbers. You're supposed to score, and that to me is a mark of a good quarterback. Like, you're going to struggle against good defenses. That happens. Like Peyton Manning struggled against Bill Belichick's defense. That was a good defense. Like Peyton Manning struggled against the Seattle Seahawks defense in the Super Bowl, right? Like so, good quarterbacks. Even Tom Brady struggled with the Seahawks defense in a game that Marshawn Lynch didn't run that 1-yard run, but Tom Brady struggled against that defense. So good quarterbacks struggle against good defenses all the time. Eventually, they figured out to a certain extent, but they struggle. But it was good to see that he can, he could be efficient against a bad defense, which is for Ricky. That's a good thing. It's a good sign.
I always tell people all you have to do is if you don't want to listen to us in the media, all you have to do is listen to. I don't know why you wouldn't listen to us if we're there and we say it all the time, but if you want to listen to the real deal, you listen to coaches and you listen to star players. And when I heard Bobby Wagner, he couldn't stop talking about the kid, about how professional he is. He's first one in, last one to leave, how he keeps his head down, how he listens to the vets, and how he's working hard to win everyone over. That's all you needed to hear. Bobby Wagner's been around a lot of players, been around Russell Wilson when Russell Wilson was having MVP type seasons when he was in Seattle. This guy's been around and played against a lot of great quarterbacks over his career. He's a Hall of Famer waiting, when he retires, he'll be a first ballot guy. So to hear him talking about Jaden, that's not blowing smoke. And another thing is, after those workouts against the Jets, Aaron Rodgers made it a point to talk to Jaden. Listen, you guys both know as competitors, if somebody that you're in the same field with is trash, you're not talking to them. You don't even want to be seen with them. That's bad for your image. So for Aaron to talk with him and be around, he saw something. He saw something that made him say, "Damn, this kid's got it." So Jaden's right there, man. It's just you just got to perform on Sundays. That's all it is. And there's nothing that we've seen that makes us believe that he's not going to do that. We think he's going to do it at a high level.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he's gonna be dope. To be honest with you, I don't know if he's gonna be better than Caleb. I think Caleb is amazing, but that's not a knock on. My belief is not when I say that. That's not a shot at Jaden. Like when I look at Caleb, I just see I really do see Pat Mahomes. Like I see similarities. I'm not gonna say he's gonna beat him, but I see similarities. Yeah. So when I say that, it's not a knock. I think this could be one of the best draft classes of quarterbacks we've had in a long time. Like that's that's my thing.
You know what you see here? You see, Pat Mahomes Jr. and you see Lamar Jackson Jr.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? That's not
But guess what? Those two guys, for my money, have been 1 and 2 in the league for a little minute here.
Yeah. So,
Super Bowl winning quarterback, MVP quarterback. So if those are their comps, these guys are going to have great professional careers.
No, I just think that you got even like you talked about Bo Nix. You saw what with McCarthy, even the preseason play. Because usually, we can't. You don't want to always use preseason to say it's the end all be all. But when quarterbacks kind of make it look easy as rookies, then it makes you scratch your head and say, "Oh wow, okay, there's something there." Michael Penix too. I'm not all jokes aside, but Michael Penix too.
All of them out there slinging that thing around. Yeah. And it just goes to show that nowadays it's different from when we were younger. I mean, I'm still older than you guys, but when I was younger, man, it was even when you went to college. Most of the time, they tried to force you to redshirt your freshman year. They just wanted you to get acclimated to life in college and your schoolwork, and guys were bigger and stronger than you. That's how it was. And then, of course, when you went to the pros, we saw a lot of guys wait for years before it was their opportunity. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case anymore because these guys play. So years ago, maybe going back 10 years ago, college football was totally different from pro football. They didn't even run the same stuff. It was like spread offense, and that's probably as modern as you were going to get in college football. But now these kids are running some pro sets. These kids, the game is fast to them, so they can process stuff faster. There's film out there. It's just more technology to get these guys ready. And you're seeing it's not basketball or baseball or hockey. Now it's football. These guys can come in and mentally, what they lack in physicality at this point, they can make up for that mentally and still be productive out on the field.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that I just feel like it's amazing how the growth of all these quarterbacks, because it usually you may see two do well. Actually, truth be told, you may see them struggle the first couple games or whatever, but they're coming in this thing seamlessly, being successful seamless. It's just it's too fluent, to be honest with you.
Look at it. Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud. These guys are coming in and they're getting it done.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow came right in. He had his ups and downs, but he still was. You could see that this guy's going to be next level. Yeah. It's just the way it is now. So, maybe in fairness to Atlanta, that's why they got Michael Penix. Maybe they feel like we can't leave a talent like that on the board, just in case. So it's impressive, man. It really is, because all indications were. You expected to see some growing pains from these guys. You don't really see it at all. And I know it's not the regular season, so maybe things change when they see some real defenses mix it up on them. But I just think you can see talent, and your eyes don't deceive you.
Facts. All right, so coming into the season, I had concerns with offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, but I like what I saw Saturday. I won't lie. Do you think he showed his hand a little bit of what to expect in the regular season?
Yeah, he showed you what he can do with the talent on the field. And if you think about it, a lot of people got involved in the offense. And, you didn't see a heavy dose of Brian Robinson, which you probably will in the regular season. Austin Eckler. Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott had a nice play, nice couple catches. De'Ami Brown, we need not talk about the camp that he's having,
Yeah.
So my thing is, it just goes to show you that he's going to put guys in position to be successful. So I have been impressed with him, even what I see, in practices. They just look like a modern outfit. He's got guys going in motion. They're not just standing on the line and get jammed. He's moving guys around. And Terry McLaurin, I've said this and I'll say it again, he looks like Terry at Ohio State. He's running north-south as opposed to 5 yards in the middle of the field and getting beat up. So that all goes to show you that they just have some modern play calling in the building finally.
Yeah, I like that. For me, they ran the football. I feel like if they're going to do this, take the pressure off of Jaden by running the football and not have him out there, drop back about 60 times. Like, he's out there. I like that they utilize B-Rob and Eckler. Like, I didn't think, like, if that's going to be the game plan, like that's how they're going to run the ball like that, I'm all for it. Like, he can win me over.
Yeah. I mean, I think he knows, you got to have two things for a rookie quarterback, man. You got to have a running game and you got to have a tight end, and they have both. So I don't think that's by coincidence. They knew in order for this kid to be successful, we've got to do the things that, most young quarterbacks who were successful had these things. And I think they're going to play off their defense. We all know that. Their defense will try to set the tone for them, create some turnovers, have a short field for him. But I just think that little bit of tape that was put out, because I don't expect to see him again in the preseason. But that tape that was put out on him, if it didn't warn other defensive coordinators, it woke them up. And I do think that it showed them that finally there is a player that's going to wear burgundy and gold that you're going to have to stay up at night and get some sleepless nights figuring out how to stop. And that's the kind of talent this kid has.
So Mike said, make sure you guys put Zach Ertz in your fantasy draft, because Jaden is going to feed him well and probably be robbed too.
100% correct. Those are my two guys that I've been saying. If you want two commanders, those are the two guys that you get. And then also you might want to get Jaden Daniels too, because he's going to give you some rushing touchdowns too. Yeah,
I saw it. Like when I was at camp on yesterday, Ertz was amazing. I won't even lie to you. Like he was, if he could stay healthy,
he's top in the youth, right?
Yeah, he was amazing. Like he gets open. Like, and his hands he's very reliable. Like, very reliable. I agree.
I think he's rejuvenated. Well, I think the fact that he was in Arizona, and we not to keep throwing Kyler under the bus, but veterans have come out publicly and said that his leadership qualities weren't there. So maybe some guys just didn't feel comfortable to play for him. I mean, he got Cliff Kingsbury ran out of there. So now Zach Ertz comes to Washington, and you could see it back in the OTAs, and he just looked fit. He looked different. He looked like the Zach Ertz that I used to see in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So
he did.
Let's face it. When you have the kind of talent that he's going to get the ball from, man. And the other thing people have to remember about Jaden is he's not a little dude as far as height. Kyler was small as far as stature. I think he was like 6 feet, 5'11", 6 feet. Jaden's legit 6'4", man. Maybe 6'5".
Maybe he's pretty tall.
Yeah, he's a tall dude, so he can see the field a lot better, and maybe that's why his decision making is a lot quicker. 2 seconds, the ball's out of his hands. I mean, mark my words. Next time you see him play, watch how fast the ball leaves his hands, and he's not locking in on people. He just knows what he can see and process. That's a gift, man, that a lot of young guys just don't have. I think he and Caleb clearly have that ability.
Yeah, Dan said earlier, pleasantly surprised with the O-line for giving Jaden a clean pocket to work on, but still a work in progress.
Yeah, their offensive line is a work in progress, but in fairness to that, no Sam Cosmi, no Brandon Coleman, but the interior part of the line, Tyler Biadasz, I think, is a definite upgrade at center. For this football team. And then Nick Allegretti, came over from the Kansas City Chiefs. You're talking about a guy that's used to winning, that's used to competing. So I think he's a good addition at guard as well. So, I mean, listen, I think the offensive line is going to be better, a lot better than people are thinking. Brandon Coleman continues to develop, and he looks really good right now.
Everyone keeps saying when I went there, I was like, where was he? I mean, he was hurt, but folks kept saying like he's a lock at left tackle. Like
he's starting left tackle.
So it's all right. So I guess I want to get your opinion. So is other than Cosme, is he really like the best lineman on the team other than Cosme? That's what folks were trying to tell me, basically.
You could put him in at 2A, 2B, and the reason why I say that is because I do like Tyler Biadasz quite a bit.
Okay.
I mean, listen, they've upgraded their line. You know, Biadasz, Allegretti, Cosme. The question is at right tackle, is it going to be Lucas or is it going to be Wiley? More than likely, it'll be Wiley.
So that's a prediction.
Yeah, but I mean, more than likely, you know, but. If he doesn't play well, then you have, Cornelius Lucas. That's what he's used to doing, being a backup at that position. Yeah. So I like this offensive line. I really do. I would say Wiley might be the guy that I'm a little, but I think it's clearly an upgrade from last year. No question about it.
Ray, you got the next question?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was just waiting to jump back in.
Yeah, so, no.
I want to ask you about who you were impressed with, other than, of course, Jaden Daniels. And I got a comment from Dandon. Ben Sinnott is going to be a solid tight end for years to come, hoping we see more tight end sets with Ertz. Of course, he's getting the Chris Cooley comparisons. We talked about that last week on this show. Who else impressed you, and what's your thoughts about Dandon's comment about Ben Sinnott?
I mean, I like him a lot. Still, he's still a work in progress. There's some things he still has to get better at, as most rookies do. But you can see he's physical, and that's what he was known for at Kansas State. He was a guy that would block you, and he's a guy that could shed defenders. And you saw all of the above Saturday against the Jets on that 42-yarder. So I think they definitely have a keeper there, and the guy that, listen, you have a chance to learn behind a Zach Ertz, a 3-time Pro Bowler. People don't realize the importance of having veterans that have been successful in your position groups, because if you're a young rookie and you're coming in, or you're a second-year player and you haven't had anybody to pattern how to be a professional, how to study film, what time to come in, how to take care of your body. Well, now you have these type of players, and and Austin Eckler in your backfield, Ertz as your tight end, Bobby Wagner on the other side of the ball. I mean, you have all these guys that are going to help these young guys, and I think Ben is going to definitely benefit in that tight end room, as well as Cole Turner and John Bates too, just from having a Zach Ertz in there. But I like him quite a bit. I do think you will see a lot of 2 sets with both of those guys in the game.
So who else impressed you?
Go ahead.
My bad.
No,
I was just wondering who else impressed him. But go ahead. Well, ask your question, bro.
Oh, yeah. Good. So who else? So you think Turner can make the squad? I mean, I like Turner, but
he's gonna make the squad. Yeah, he's
okay. All right.
Yeah, because when they cut Amani Rodgers, I knew right then and there they had paved the way for the 4 guys that they were going to keep a tight end. They're keeping 4 tight ends.
They keep 4 tight ends.
The question is, are they going to keep like 3 running backs or keep 4? Because Chris Rodriguez could be on the outs.
Yeah, it kind of looked like that on the low to me.
Yeah, and remember, though, these aren't their guys. They drafted the kid, not drafted, but signed as an unrestricted free agent, rookie free agent, Wiley. From Arizona State, and he looks pretty good. Exactly. So you have some of these problems, but as far as guys that have impressed me, Ray, I mean, man, it's a couple guys that I think are having really solid camps. That Jordan McGee is a guy.
He got hurt. Too bad he got hurt. He looked good though.
Yeah. And you know what though? Quiet as kept. Jamin had a really nice game.
He did.
He had a really nice game, and that he needed that. He needed to show that burst around the edge, set the tone, set the edge. It's from what the little I saw of Brian Robinson. I mean, you just know this guy's ready to take off, man. I mean, De'Ami Brown, what can you say? I mean, he just continues to make plays. We've seen this sometimes over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So we just need to see this carry over into the regular season. But I think he's being utilized properly, and now you're seeing his talent shine and come through. Owens. I mean,
safety look good. He looks
good. I like what he's doing back there. Good. I mean, he's a guy that's making plays, and he's going to make it hard for them. I mean, they're going to have some tough decisions in that secondary, especially at the safety position. So these are good things, though. I mean, remember, you guys know all the good teams have to make these hard decisions.
Yeah.
The bad teams, will try to inflate their guys to look better than what they are. Mm-hmm. But there's no denying now that there's more talent on this roster and they're being coached better. Let me think. Who else? I mean, naturally, Jaden looked good.
Yeah.
Mikey Sanders still.
Of course he did. Of course he looked good.
Michigan got some love.
Okay, of course he looked good.
He comes up in there, don't he? Puts his head down up in there.
He do that.
So, yeah, I like what I'm saying, man. It's early, but these guys are competing, and that's all we can ask.
Yeah, I mean, when you were champion, huh?
No, go ahead. I was going to ask him because he's always at camp. Does Jamin Davis normally do interviews with his shirt off? That's all I want to know because he did that for Wole. I'm trying to make sure.
Bruh, we just did this. You know what I'm saying?
No,
why you so
proud? Say something, man. I didn't even want to say that. Maybe thought you had a black T-shirt on, but anyway.
But hey, yo.
but like you showing love to a lot of guys. My man Paul, I'm finally gonna get to this.
But let me read the question first. Let me read the question
first.
All right, let me segue for it first though. Let me segue to it first. Right?
Go ahead, Wole. You got it. I know.
Yeah, come on. We got work it, bro. We got work it. Come on, bro. All right, okay, man. So you mentioned Diami, look good. Great catch, 42-yard catch. Now, folks out here saying it, Diami can replace Jahan. That's a thing. At the number 2 spot, do you think this is a situation?
I think it is, but I think it's a situation for a different reason. Right. And I'm gonna tell you what the reason is. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if Luke right now is day one your third receiver. So with that being said, Diami is a deep threat on the outside.
Yeah.
Jahan probably works better underneath.
That's my
point. That's what's starting to happen. Listen, they're not getting Brandon Ayuk. He's going to Pittsburgh or he's going to stay in San Fran. Okay. Yeah. So because of that, Jahan's not going anywhere. He's a first-round talent.
Yeah.
I think they found with him that he's not your outside guy.
Yeah,
that's Diami. So Jahan's going to start working underneath, which means
sense.
That it can help Luke develop and not be rushed to the forefront. So yeah, I think that's why you're seeing him play a lot more too, to get acclimated to doing that.
All right, so I'm gonna read what my man Paul said. It's like a question. Okay, let's talk about the wide receiver room, like I told Wole, Will Jahan's lack of strength minimize his role this year because 34 snaps is telling me they're trying to see something.
Yeah, they're trying to see what he can do underneath.
Yeah, which and again, like I said, it's wild because I said this even when they drafted Jahan. I thought that he'd be more a better slot dude than outside dude. Period. But he was okay his rookie year outside, so I wasn't gonna say anything. Then year 2, he struggled a little.
Yeah, some of his best plays that rookie year came catching
from
the ball
inside
in the middle and then making some moves on defenders.
Yeah. So and inside, when you're inside, it's harder to kind of put your hands on somebody. You know what I mean? So I just feel like he's a better slot dude anyway. That and my whole point was the reason why I felt like this is overblown. I'm gonna be real with you, is because in modern NFL, you're running three wide receiver sets. Definitely Cliff Kingsbury. In Cliff Kingsbury's system, you're running 3 wide receiver sets. That is your starting unit, and your 3 best receivers just off the collective unit is Diami. I've said this before. Diami, obviously Terry, and Jahan. Those are your 3 best receivers. That's what it is. And Terry and Jahan could play inside. Diami is an outside dude. Both of those dudes can switch and play inside. So in the grand scheme of things, the talk of is Jahan in trouble? Not really, because you can slot Jahan in the inside and he's gonna get money. I don't care. He's gonna get money. Inside.
No, I think that's what they're doing. And see, that's smart. I mean, it just once again it goes to show you that this regime is going to put guys in the best position to be successful and not force them to do things that they're not capable of doing. And you're right, Jahan isn't the strongest receiver, but he's an excellent route runner. Great tactician as far as out on the field. His hands are really good, man.
They're good.
That was his strength. His hands were really good. He had a bobble the other day. He still pulled it in. Things happen.
He caught it though, right?
But I think I think people are looking into those snap count. Listen, I was talking with Anthony Armstrong yesterday, and he said the same thing. He said it does make him wonder, but maybe perhaps it is. Maybe you're trying to see how get him caught up underneath, because that's where he wasn't doing most of his work throughout camp. So now there's a switch, and you see Miami's better suited to be on the outside. So that's all it is. It's a little bit more of a reshuffle. Now, after this week, if they're playing him in that third preseason game, then we got problems.
No. And it's almost similar to, I'll get to the two, but it's almost similar to like Jaden. I mean, not Jaden, Jamin. Jamin's played the bulk of the game. Yeah, but he's playing new position. Same thing. So they're trying to figure out if Jahan is best suited inside. So he's still learning a new system, learning a new situation. So it's similar. You know what I mean? It's similar. And I think a lot of people are like it's been overblown. But yeah, Ray pulled up this question about what Mike's put out there. Will Jahan be traded? And you're like, no, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, who are you going to trade him to? I mean, and for who? I mean, you just brought in Martavius Bryant, and you heard what Dan Quinn said. Coach Quinn said he's a red zone threat.
Yeah, exactly.
They need a bigger body for that. So they have a role carved out for him. They're not asking this guy to come in off the street, man, and play 60 reps. I mean, come on, man. You got to be realistic.
Played ball in like 6 years, and we talking about
that's what I'm saying. So they've carved a role out for people, and that's what they do. They're just trying to carve the one out for Jahan that makes him a weapon, not to hide him, to make him a liability. No, to make him a weapon. And they see that there's certain things that he does well, and they're trying to find, okay, how can we maximize that? That's out of their mouth, not mine.
Well, that answers Dujanay's question, and Mike, it's right on the nose what he just said right here.
Yeah, Mike said to me that's why Brian was picked up, because we need a receiver with his height and size that can go up for the ball with contested catches that Jahan can't count on when he puts it up for I think it's Jaden.
Yeah.
Well, you do realize that Jahan's not a 50-50 guy. He's a route runner, but
he's a route runner. Yeah.
But guess who is a 50-50 guy? Terry.
Terry's that's been out there. It's evident. Like it's
he goes out and gets the ball.
Yeah. He had a play in camp yesterday, getting a 50-50 ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so you have it. Bryson Tremaine's out there making plays.
Okay. So that's my point. So that's the Bryant thing that puzzles me, because you have Bryce Tremaine, who's made plays out there, and who is the 6'4" wide receiver, and who's younger. Why not just utilize him? Why
he still might be. I mean, it's not done. Listen, when you're bringing in guys cold, that's saying that it's open. And basically, right now for me, you have 4 receivers to me that are locks to be on the roster. Yeah. Terry, Jahan, Dayami, and Luke McCaffrey. Okay. Yeah. I think Jamison Crowder was a guy that's a lock to me.
You don't think Zacchaeus is over Jamison Crowder?
Yeah, I do. I think Zacchaeus is going to make the roster.
Okay.
5, and I think Jamison's 6. But in that whole group I just said, there was no height. None.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So they're going to go 7 wide receivers. And I've been telling these guys all training camp that they're going to keep 7 receivers. Your weapon is your quarterback.
I agree with you, man. I think
they're going to keep 7, and because Jamin is a special teams ace, that's kind of your 7. So the 6 is going to come down to a Martavis Bryant, a Pringle, Bryce Tremaine, and I'm telling you, all 3 of them guys have some size. So let the best guy with size win, because they're going to find out. And I don't think because they signed Martavis Bryant, he's a lock to be on the roster. I mean, I don't think that's the case. If he can produce, obviously he's proven that he can be productive. But, I mean, dude's 32 years old, man.
I mean, I'm putting like the way Paul said, like, this ain't 82 with the Smurfs. So this is the thing.
The posse.
This is my thing about like I agree with you. Like, this is my point. I agree with you. He hasn't been good since forever. Like that's the thing. Like what has he? Like truth be told, we're looking at Martavis Bryant hasn't been good since he came here. Since he was with the Steelers, when he was in his 20s.
Yeah,
early 20s.
Yeah,
early 20s. He went to the Raiders. Obviously, had issues off the field with like failing drug tests or whatever. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not knocking that. I feel like, everybody got their demons. You can come back from it, be a baller. I'm not saying that you should be done because of that. But I'm saying in terms of on the football field, it ain't like he Josh Gordon. Like I'm gonna keep the buck. Like Josh Gordon got 100 opportunities and always got to play.
Yeah.
Like Martavis Bryant had got some opportunities and didn't get a chance to play. There's a difference of talent. So I'm just saying, it ain't like this dude is one of them. If we were talking about, and I said this on the other show, we were talking about Calvin Johnson coming back to play football. Yeah, we're definitely giving him a shot. But when we're talking about Martavis Bryant, though, like everybody's gassing him up, like it's to a point where, oh man, he's on the team. I'm like, bro, to me, I ain't gonna hold you. He a camp body. That's how I look at him. I look at him as a camp body because he hasn't been proven enough for me to even say that he's a threat.
Well, I just told my brother-in-law today because he was just asking me the same thing. It's like he's guaranteed to be on the roster, right? And I'm like, no, not at all. Yeah. And he said, well, why would they bring him in this late and not guarantee him an opportunity? And I said, they're guaranteeing him an opportunity to compete to be on the roster. Yeah. But he's still got to make some plays. I mean, how horrible would that look for you to hand a guy a job and he hasn't been there all summer? So he's got to work for it. And I also, one thing I'm picking up with this coaching staff, they like to see some guys show some other guys how to do some things. Okay. And I think when you look at Pringle and you look at a Martavis Bryant, veteran players with some size, and then you look at Bryce Tremaine, a rookie with some size, maybe they want him to see how these guys are using their size, how they're using their height, how they're using themselves to box out players and do some things like that. Because you and I both know younger is always better, man. That's just, it is. And it's cheaper too. So you're not young and good.
Young and good is better than old and
bad. Man. Not whisper that in here, but I mean, the thing is, man, is that you know what I'm saying? Like you know.
Y'all dudes are wild, man.
We just be having fun, man. That's my baby, Paul, man. But no, like seriously, it's if you can go young and cheap, why would you not do that? Because you give yourself flexibility just in case you really do have to make a trade at a position of need. But I was it was almost music to my ears, man. To know that Pittsburgh might have this thing done with Ayuk if he doesn't decide to stay with San Fran, because I didn't want him in Washington. I really did. I felt like if you brought him into Washington, it could cause some friction. Just Terry's your guy, man. And now if you bring in another guy that thinks he should be the clear number one, that could have caused Terry wouldn't.
I agree. I was saying the same thing.
Terry wouldn't be the guy to cause the friction. Uh-oh. But he could have listen, and that's Jaden's boy too. Yeah. Sometimes your eye looks for your friend, man. That's just how it is. So I don't know, man. I just thought that to be able to have to lock up money for Ayuk, for Terry, and for Jaden when that's coming, that's a lot of money for three players. That's why San Fran in the situation they're in right now.
Paul Kirk.
Go Ray. Go Ray. You can go ahead and pull them up.
No. Paul got a whole line, man. Look like
pull up the first one.
My man Dujane don't like Cooley, but he likes Paul though. Paul said when you see the Packers wide receivers, they are strong, can run, and their best wide receiver wasn't playing. Paul then came on and he said you got to clean your language up. Hey, that's on y'all. That's Wole, man. Wole been flipping the script all day, and then he said they were 4-13. Like. He responded directly to you.
About Terry. He's talking about Terry. He's talking about
13.
He's saying that
last year
Terry's on the team. They're 4-13. They basically need IU. That's his premise.
Wait, hold on, time out. I'm missing something.
So he's like last year the Commanders were 4-13.
were.
So he was saying with Terry, they were 4-13. So he was saying that Terry's basically he's a 4-13 type of player, and you bring in Ayuk. Ayuk is like better. He's like
That's
saying
not
basically
fair,
Ayuk
man.
is better than Terry.
Paul. Terry has 1,000 yards in every season with 13 different quarterbacks. I mean,
what I'm saying. Being the man,
and nobody else out there
double
was
cover.
Jack.
Yeah,
He was getting
exactly.
double, triple coverage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Listen,
it's different.
You have a quarterback that's going to be a threat in himself. That's going to open the field up for Terry by default, and then you have a play caller that seems to know what he wants to do with his offense. I just think that I'm not saying that Terry, like I've said this, Wale, you and me have had this conversation.
Yeah.
Does Terry start for 20 other teams in the NFL, 15 other teams? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
maybe not start, but
you
is
mean
he
the
one?
Like the one.
He's Bradley Bill.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's way better than
Bradley. Better than Bradley Bill.
Bradley Bill to me was steak and cheese. I mean, just no, that wasn't it. But I'm saying that I think with Terry, we've never seen his best football because what he's had around him. So for me, I do think that I want to see Terry in this defined role now.
I want to ask, I'm with you,
and see some of these other guys emerge because you got tight ends now. You have two backs now. You have a stud quarterback, legit stud quarterback. Yeah. Terry's numbers may not be as inflated as they've been, but it should be more efficient. The impact on the game is going to be greater now. Yeah,
this is my I want to answer this question. I want to talk about this. So Mike said, but Ayuk gets he gets better separation, better than Terry. That's what basically saying.
Let me answer this. Let me just.
Can I go? Can I do? You want to do this?
Let me just get this real quick.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead,
man.
Man, and I was talking to Anthony Armstrong about this.
Yeah.
You guys do realize that Kyle is a brilliant offensive mind.
I do, exactly.
You guys do realize that Sean McVay is a brilliant offensive mind. Agreed. These guys, man, he had a rookie last year putting up numbers in LA.
I agree.
That's what they do. They get guys open. I promise you, the kid that San Francisco drafted from Florida,
he'll get money.
He's going to put up numbers this year.
I agree.
And I'm not knocking Brandon Ayuk and saying that he's no good. He's damn good.
Yeah.
But I'll ask you this. Does Brandon Ayuk, is he a number one on 20 other teams in the NFL?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's the same. It's the Terry thing. Yeah. So to me, they're kind of one and the same.
But see, this is the thing, though. And this is my point, though. Even if you strip away Kyle, which is that's a whole different beast, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you're seeing any of them numbers.
But not even that, though. Like, look, listen to this, though. You just said Terry's the only show in town. We've watched games with San Francisco. Who do defenses really worry about? Are you the first person they worry about?
No.
They worry about the
might be the fourth.
Exactly.
Be the fourth
so he's getting what? He's getting one-on-one
coverage.
He's not getting nobody's roaming over on his side at all. Because you're worried about Kittle.
McCaffrey.
You worry about Kittle, McCaffrey, and Debo.
Kittles. Yeah. Right.
And Debo.
And Trent on the offensive line.
Exactly. And then if you look at the record without Debo, I said record without Debo, they're not that good without Debo. So I'm just saying, like, they're not the same team without Debo. So all I'm saying is, like, when folks say we gotta get Ayuk is in a different situation than Terry. Ayuk gets to play one-on-one. He gets to play free football. Terry don't get to play free football.
No.
Ayuk plays free football.
And I keep saying this, not with Jayden, because we haven't seen Jayden in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say everything flip-flopped and Terry was out
in San
Fran with Purdy and company. And Ayuk was here with the Sam Howells of the world and the Taylor Heineke's of the world.
Exactly. So that's
the Case Keenums of the world.
Yes.
I mean, come on, man. Seriously.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when
I could have thrown the ball to Terry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, to your point, like, you getting 1,000 yards with that type in that situation. I'm not going to do that to Terry. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's something I won't do.
Think of who he was playing in his division, bro. With them corners. He's gone up against some dogs over the years.
Yes.
I mean, last year Gilmore, year before that, before he got hurt.
Look at Slay.
Darius Slay. I mean, Bradbury. I mean, come on, man. This is you got to give credit where credit is due. I think Terry is highly undervalued, and he hasn't played the way in putting up those numbers. He hasn't played the way he was utilized at Ohio State. So now he will be utilized to show that speed and play more of a vertical game too. He might put up some big numbers, but I just think that his catches and yards may drop, but I bet you his touchdowns go up.
Yeah. Paul said, I'm saying they would complement each other. I mean, I'm not
knocking.
Oh, Jahan. You talking about Terry and Ayuk? Yeah, that could happen.
I'm not knocking that, but I'm just looking at the bigger picture. It's going to cause cap problems that you just don't need. You really don't.
Okay, Eric, just checking in. It's so many great comments. I'm sorry I can't get to them all.
I know. I'm trying to get to them too.
It's so many.
Hey, Dujane wilding though. I gotta go to one that's actually clean.
Dujane is cooking in the chat.
What he say?
I can't repeat it.
He's like solo.
But y'all going X-rated on here, man?
I don't know what's going on with DJ.
It's Wole fault, man. Wole, he turned it into something different today. That's all I'm saying.
You blaming me?
Put that big X on the screen like they did when you was watching wrestling as a kid. You know what I mean?
You blaming me?
Yeah, you flipped my comment into BBLJ, then man, it's gone downhill. Bro. Like, all I was saying is, man, he been squatting. You feel me? Like, y'all crazy, but I think Terry is a fan favorite, to be honest. Just like Cooley Dujane, but Terry has been talented. He's put up numbers. He's been loyal to this franchise. I think he deserves whatever he gets out of all the guys on the 4-13 team. If it's somebody that deserves sort of a pass, if you want to say that, I believe it's Terry, to be real with
you. He wasn't Terry. Yeah, Terry wasn't 4-13, man. I mean, that's not fair to him. I mean, it's just been a train wreck here, and he's still producing. I think IU could have helped him. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I'm telling you, when you guys start worrying about writing them checks off,
it's
you
like
can't give your whole cap to 3 players. You just can't.
Well, we should transition because we got Emmanuel Forbes to get to, which he's another one.
Yeah, I know. Let's get to Emmanuel
hot topic.
All right, yeah. So second-year player Emmanuel Forbes got beat on a touchdown pass in the game against the Jets by a dude named Brownlee. Folks ain't happy with it.
I'm afraid for him right now with the comments and your crew coming.
I know.
These jokers tonight.
I know they wilding right now. So I try to stick it for Emmanuel Forbes. I'm scared to look at the chat. Right, so are you up or down on Emmanuel Forbes? Like,
I'm even.
You even?
I'm even. I mean, listen, I'm gonna say it. I've been saying it for the longest time. They overreached when they drafted him, but that regime was doing that with a lot of players. You had Gonzalez sitting right there on the board, and everybody and their mother knows that's who you should have taken. Yeah. If you didn't take him, you take the kid Banks out of Maryland. You didn't do that either. So I like the one from. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I like one Penn State. I ain't gonna hold
Paul
you.
never disappoints.
I like Porter. I did like Porter. Porter was actually my favorite.
I wanted Porter. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I wanted Porter.
That's who I wanted. I ain't gonna lie, but go ahead.
I did. And they were talking about,
I wanted for real.
He's not a he doesn't know how to play zone coverage.
Yeah.
What college cornerback plays zone coverage in college? Yeah. They're asked to they're athletes. They're told to guard the best receiver on the other team and just stay with them. That's what they do.
Facts.
So that was a bunch of man.
Yeah.
And that really bothered me because you see the kid in Pittsburgh. What does he do? He balls out. You see Christian Gonzalez last year before the injury. What does he do? He's balling out. Banks had a good year. I mean, and then I'm seeing this kid Forbes just look like he needs time. Like he's one of those players that needs 3 years. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You don't take a player that needs 3 years when you're a bad football team. You don't take a first rounder that need 3 years.
Wrong.
You need a guy to come in and play right away.
Yeah, it's so I haven't given up on the kid because typically
he's got talent.
Obviously.
He's got talent
He's got talent, and this is for me. Typically, I just think it's confident. It's a confidence thing. It's obviously a confidence thing because usually in college, which I'll give Ron credit for trying to do this, but I don't give Ron that much credit in life. but usually when you were the guy who can intercept the ball a lot in college, that does translate. Like regardless, you get beat in the NFL, like that translates. Like you had Dre Bly was a guy in North Carolina that did the same thing in the NFL. He would always get interceptions. Terrell Buckley in college in Florida State would get interceptions in the NFL. He would get beat, but he would get interceptions. So when you look at like even I use HBCU.
Pass retain the father.
Yeah, pass retain. I use HBCU. I use back day from Bethune-Cookman, Rasheed Mathis. He led the nation in interceptions. That translated in Jacksonville in the NFL. So typically when you do lead, like you're one of the top dudes in interceptions in college, that translates in the NFL. So he's a guy who can get beat, but if he got beat and still was able to pick the ball off, like I think people be okay. Like he had like 5 interceptions and got beat about a couple of times, folks will be okay with it. Because folks are cool with Stephon Diggs up there in Dallas. He get beat, but he gets picks.
But see, there's a big difference in fairness to Emmanuel Forbes. He had a high school coach coaching him.
Oh, you talking about last year?
Yeah. His rookie year?
No, his rookie year, he did. That's true. He did have that's right. Ron did give him a rookie. He did give him a high school coach.
And that happened halfway through the season when they brought this
That's true. He
so
did.
Any success that he may have had or thought he was having, it just went away and it got worse and worse because the way he was being utilized.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't matchups, man. You know, I just use Philadelphia as a perfect example. Whenever they played the Eagles, they were putting him on AJ Brown, the biggest, strongest receiver in the league. You put him on him when you also have one of the slightest receivers in the league. And Devontae,
and
that's who
Devontae,
Emmanuel Forbes should have been
Devontae Smith,
poor coaching, poor scheme. And it took these guys, it took their confidence away. So I do think that this is his rookie campaign, if you ask me. He's being rebuilt and asked whatever bad habits you picked up last year, just let it go. And he's being reprogrammed, and you probably won't see the fruit of that until next year. So for this year, I don't expect for him to start. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I think that's going to be St. Juice and then Davis on the other side.
I want to ask this, though. Do fans not appreciate his work ethic? Because he puts in the work. In the joint practices, he stood out. He's clearly gained some weight. The brother is trying to improve his game, improve himself. And I don't think fans are really getting that part. When like you said, Jaden is the first guy there, last guy to leave. I think that Emmanuel Forbes also is one that should be lauded for his work ethic, at least. If you got a guy who's not trying, like people criticize Chase, they said his mind wasn't on football. You can't say that about Emmanuel Forbes. So I think over time, like you're saying, with new coaching and changing some habits, maybe he can be a solid player mid-season. And we need to remember he's just in his second year. I don't think he's really getting the benefit of the doubt considering he's so young.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, Ray. And the other thing that people have to remember, too, from these fans who are – listen, man, one thing I've learned about this fan base is you've got the really good ones and you have the ones that just –
some horrible ones.
All they want to do is just create drama and controversy. And I've said this before, and I took some heat for it, but I don't care. I'm going to say it again. Losing franchises also have losing fans.
This is true.
And some of the fans, if
not all, but some are right.
You gotta expect better. And every little thing that happens, because did I not say, Wally, we were talking online. Did I not say, watch the gloom and doom from the joint practice with the Jets?
Bruh.
I said, watch the gloom and doom. This thing is it was all lies. We were lying to everybody about what we saw in practice. They suck, they stink, blah, blah, blah. And then they go out first drive, and all of a sudden everybody loves Jaden now. Come on, man. We've been telling you this all summer, what we see from these guys. And this is a different football team. There's no question they're coached differently. It's more energy. It's more talent. It's better schemes. Obviously, you got to put it together on Sundays in the regular season, but everything's not going to look great in training camp. Everything's not going to look great in preseason. And the other thing I do want to remind fans of, and I hope this sinks in, these joint practices are not games. They're not going to win the score. They're actually what they're doing in these joint practices. They're working on things that they're not that good at. and they're getting a chance to work on it against somebody else's offense or defense so that they can improve. But they're not having joint practices and running their 20 best plays. No, they're running their 20 worst plays to get better. That's what that's about.
Dujane, hey, you're right about the media, because Dujane is making a point that the media sometimes contributes to the doom and gloom, and I agree with that. And that's why you gotta watch who you listen to. Not all. No. Not including yourself, of course.
No, not you.
There are some out there
on the radio.
They continue to look for storylines. Like, for example, Jaden checking down was a national headline, right? And everybody on the national scene loved what Jaden did to complete that pass to Diami. But it's only here where it's like, wait a minute, why would he do that? Like, seriously, what are you doing? like what I said earlier. So I totally agree with it.
I mean, listen, what's he supposed to do? Like,
hey, yo,
like,
Ray,
look, you guys remember when Ron and them, they didn't have audibles. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have audibles.
Wow.
So there were times where guys, I mean, I was told this. Guys would get to the line, quarterback, and the defensive players were just, he's going here, he's out in the flat. They were telling you what they were going to do, and they still hiked the ball.
The chat is cooking, bro.
Hey, this chat is terrible, man. It's crazy.
Right.
Ray, this is still wild, Ray.
Nah, Eric's exactly right. And you know what I told him? I told him the last few preseasons, I told them that they're heading in the right direction. That's what I said. I did say that. I did say that. But I also said that I was a little surprised with some of the draft picks too on draft night.
Yeah,
sitting right in the building, like, didn't see this coming. So I always felt like I kept it even. You know, when I saw something that worked well, listen, you can look. I keep them receipts too. You can go back to when Terry was a rookie in training camp in Richmond, and I said, "It's something about this kid." 17.
You did say that. I remember talking to you.
Not 17, but whatever. You know, there's something about this guy that makes me wonder. He looks like he's the best receiver out here. And I tweeted out, he looks like a combo of Deshaun Jackson and a combo of Pierre Garçon.
Yeah. Check it out, Lake. Lake he's been out there. Like I said, I respect Lake.
I used to be on the ESPN radio.
That's what I said.
They want you local. Like they said, they don't want 1067. They want you on. They want you. That's what they saying. They don't want 980.
So can I say this perfect segue, if y'all don't mind?
Go ahead, bro.
So I can't say why, because that's coming and it's big. But I had to change the name of my podcast. So when you see it up tomorrow, it's the Lake Lewis Show. And I had to do that for legal reasons. Because of where I'm going. So with that said, the show is going to have my radio feel to it. So
yes, sir.
Cool.
Okay. So I appreciate you saying that, Paul. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. And ignore the Trey Young comment. Well, that's my son, bro. Hey, he's
your son?
For that. Yeah, man. I appreciate my little homie.
Can I give him some love though? Can I give him some love?
Next to you?
Don't do it.
Don't post that nonsense. He knows cover the Commanders, so you know.
I can't put him. Whatever. I won't post it.
He said right next to Ray.
Nah, that dude, he upstairs, man. That dude is wild. But my man Dujane, of course, showing love.
I'll put it. Yeah, show that.
Oh, you already put it. My bad.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate that.
Mike said, "Well, Coach, Dan Quinn needs to keep him out then because he's getting embarrassed."
Who we talking about? Forbes?
Yeah, he's talking about Forbes.
I mean, but he's also made some plays too, though.
Yeah,
it's a mixed
play
bag.
On the bomb. Yeah,
it's a mixed bag, man. I mean, one thing you have to remember too: corners who are press corners, they're going to get beat. There's nothing you can do about that, and especially in today's NFL with the way their offenses are set up. They're gonna get beat, man. I'd rather have a guy get beat grabbing and holding than to just have guys run right by him. And I think when you look at the plays where Emmanuel got beat, even in the Jets game, I mean, he was there. You know, that
was a good pass too.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta give credit where credit. I think the problem is because he was drafted in the first round. Fans
I think so. That's the problem.
Run from him.
It's because they didn't get Christian Gonzalez. Let me keep it a buck. It's because they
of course. But see, that's Rivera and Del Rio and them guys. That was the previous regime's fault, man. Because Martin Mayhew, they took these guys that could have long-term potential to be good on teams that were already winning. not when you're bad. You need guys to come in and have impact immediately. And, you know, we kept being told by Ron that it takes guys time to develop in the league. He's right. Some guys, it takes time. But when you on the hot seat and your team's not good, you don't have time. You have to nail your draft picks, and they weren't doing that. Well, this year's draft class is going to be nailed. I can assure you that.
So, like, let's go to the second preseason game. So, in their second game, the Commanders will travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. How long do you think we're gonna get Jaden Daniels in that game, or do you think are we gonna get Jaden Daniels at all? You made it sound like we're not gonna get Jaden. Also,
I don't think
if he is in the game, what situations do you want to see him playing? Like, you know, for instance, like third and long, you want to like be in a third and long situation, things like that.
If they play him, it'll be one drive. I assure you that.
Okay.
Wow. I don't know if they're going to play him yet.
Okay.
Unless Dan said something today that I missed. I haven't heard anything yet. Playing.
I haven't heard anything yet.
And basically tomorrow, if he's doing well in the joint practice, why play him, man? Now it's time to make Tampa start wondering what you're cooking up for them. That's what this stuff you got. Now it's gamesmanship, and I understand he's a rookie. You want to get him as much reps as possible, but he is practicing against pros, right?
The Commanders pros?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man.
I mean, like you know how I feel about that, man. Like I can't.
mean, people act like that they're at practice and they're not going up against other professional.
No, I get that, Lake. I'm with you, but you got, you know, come on. They got to practice against somebody else, man. People get comfortable.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, yeah. But the joint practices.
You're talking about okay, yeah. You're talking about for another
team. You didn't have joint practices, so you just had your preseason.
Yeah,
these joint practices to me are more important than the preseason game. I truly believe that because now in these joint practices, you can work on things that just aren't that aren't working well, and you can get better at it. You can get better at it. And look at who he's going up against in these joint practices. I mean, now he's going to have Jalen Ramsey. I mean, it's beneficial, believe me. And guess who probably won't play Saturday? Jalen Ramsey. So
I guess that's my. I guess that would be my thing. If I feel like if Miami was going to play like we're going to play their players, I would like in the preseason game, I would like for him to play because like in scrimmage, you're right. You're going to get some good work in scrimmage, but they're not hitting you though. They can't hit you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something about a game where you know you're going to get hit. Like you know you can get hit. Where you're in practice and scrimmage, you know you're not going to get hit. So you're going to respond differently to like a guy rushing you. You're going to respond differently. You know what I'm saying? But if you think you're going to get a hit, you're going to get hit. That throw may be a little. It may be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So let me ask you this: did Caleb play in their first preseason game in Chicago?
Yeah, nah, he didn't. He shouldn't.
He did, and Jaden did. And
but no one plays a Hall of Fame game though, like because the Hall of Fame game, because it's an extra preseason game. They don't play them. Nobody.
I totally get it. I totally get it. But all I'm saying is that each coach is going to do what they feel is best for their team.
It's true.
And you don't think that injury to
I think that changes a lot for a lot of people.
Changes things.
I agree with that though. That I do agree with.
Bro, you gotta keep all this into consideration.
Yeah, I think that does change things.
That he's immune to playing because he showed something last week. Yeah, you want him to keep building on that.
Yeah.
But this guy has a lot of football under his belt, man.
This is true.
I mean, he's not a guy. He's not Drake May, man. He's not a project that has to develop and learn. He's played a lot of football, and it shows. So I just think. For the fans who want to see him play, I get it. Give him one series. I don't care if he fumbles. I don't care if they punt. I don't care if they kick a field goal or if they score 7. After that series, shut him down until Tampa, period.
So you wouldn't play him. So you wouldn't give him a half at all in like even the third game? Because the third, like they made it sound like, so I don't know if you heard, like they made it sound as if that third game is kind of.
The third game is kind of becoming a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, right. Was that right? Did it sound like that to you too?
Yeah, I mean that's what. But again, I'm telling you, man, you have a big asset here, and he's proven to you each chance he gets that he's producing. That you can see with your eyes, and he's getting better and better and better. You just don't want to play with fire, man. I know. There's an old school guard out there that says
that's me. I'm old school. I'm gonna hold you.
You know, play them all the time. I get it, but man, these OTAs, these all that stuff. Those OTAs look like practice, man. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like OTAs from years gone by. These things were structured and organized. Mm-hmm. So he's had 6 months of practice, and it's showing.
Mm-hmm. Lake, how does the J.J. McCarthy injury affect the Commanders' decision making, and for the league that matter, how they navigate these young quarterbacks?
Well, that's what we were just saying. Like, I think it does affect decision making because, you know, it changes the whole dynamic of your season when your guys get hurt. And in fairness to JJ, you know, he was looking good, and I'm sure he was giving himself an opportunity to start. But Sam Darnold probably was still going to start.
Right.
Jaden Daniels is your starter, and you knew that when he walked across the stage in Detroit. Mm-hmm. Caleb Williams is your starter. You knew that. Now, Bo Nix could play himself into a starter in Denver, but those other two guys that we just talked about, Jaden and Caleb, if they get hurt, it's a wrap for your team, for your season.
That's true. Because you got Mariota as your backup.
Yeah, and why is Mariota only getting one series? Is that because he's locked in to be the number?
He's a backup. It's unfortunate.
He's a veteran, man. He does. You know what
he don't need it. He's a backup. It's unfortunate though.
You know what you get with him, and everybody keep throwing out Driscoll as your number.
Yo, why do you keep doing that? I mean, I don't like Mariota. I don't like Mariota, but I think
he can help your running game though. Mariota.
He's better than Driscoll. I
mean, Mariota knows Brian Johnson's offense. I mean, he has familiarity from Philly with him, and he's also a guy that was a number 2 pick, was a Heisman Trophy winner. That career didn't go the way that everyone's hoping Jaden does. So you can't get rid of him. People talking about he might get cut.
Look at Mike. Here's another one. Really? Driscoll played better than Mariota.
Yeah, man, really.
I like Sam Hartman.
He barely played. Mariota barely played, though, dog.
You guys see little things and you run with it and think
he barely played, Mike.
I mean, did Driscoll play well? Yeah, he did. Absolutely.
So did my man Hartman before he got hurt.
But he played well enough for y'all to think that he's the backup now.
I think it's more so people don't like Mariota. I don't think it's less about me.
I don't like.
It's more about Mariota and what.
I don't like Driscoll either, though.
Listen, man, Marcus Mariota might be, and I know people gonna say it doesn't matter. That doesn't have anything to do with on the field. He might be the classiest dude you're ever gonna meet.
I believe it. I know that. I've seen.
Yeah, he's. But see, again,
he's a nice guy.
You need that humbleness for your rookie quarterback.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
You need that in that room, man. You need it. You need somebody that can keep you grounded and keep you professional. It's very important. And I think people think, look, everybody on every roster is not a guy that you want to contribute. You're praying that they don't contribute. There's 53 guys on a roster, and maybe 30 are guys that you need to really contribute. And then there's 23 other that are just I hope I don't see you. So he maybe Mariota's in that group of the 23, but he does have great value for this football team.
Mariota needs a podcast, I guess. Paul said, "Let him be a coach. Give him a podcast. Give him Dan Orlovsky
drama." But I hate it. Thank God Heineke going to be available soon. Y'all killing.
So wait. So Erica, you saying go get Taylor Heineke?
Yeah, y'all can have him.
Raise Atlanta, man.
Sorry.
Let Paul say, but this about Mariota. Okay, let him coach. Let him be a coach. Then.
That's what I'm saying. He needs a podcast.
What he is. That's what he is. He's a player coach. I mean, he's a guy that from experience can shed some light on Jaden and help him in certain situations. Yeah. Listen, man. I mean,
that from the beginning, Lake. I've been saying
you did, man. Listen, there's something to be said. This is the one thing, like you guys know, I love the fans, man. I do. Because we wouldn't be where we are without them.
Yeah, of course.
But the one thing I get mad with fans sometimes is that they don't sometimes grasp the nuances of everything that goes on behind closed doors. And this roster has been turned over to not have malcontents, to not have, egos and me. And Marcus Mariota was one of the first guys they went out and got.
Yeah.
To change that narrative and to have real team guys. And he said it. He knew he wasn't coming in here to start. He knew that. He knew he was coming in here to help whoever they took at number 2. So, and that's what he's doing. Don't think some of Jaden's success can't be attributed to Marcus Mariota.
Of course, he's not a threat. That's
it
why.
Absolutely could be, and Jaden will tell you that. So let's not run Marcus Mariota out of town.
You know why Mariota's the best backup? You know why? Because he's not a threat.
He can tell you, hey man, I saw this. I see that.
Yeah, he ain't a threat. Like you look at it, you be like, it's Mariota. That's why when folks were saying like, oh man, I don't think Jaden shouldn't start. He just said they got Mariota. Jaden better start.
Yeah, we said this a long time ago. If Mariota's starting, then somebody failed.
Something wrong.
Something wrong with Jaden. Something wrong with coaching. Something wrong with talent evaluation.
Yeah, for real.
So we all knew that he was the starting quarterback. There was no competition. They had to do what good organizations do. Let the rookie earn his spot, and let him keep proving to people that he is the guy, and he's done that. But again, some of the fans, man, they're hard, man. They'll see a guy make a play maybe Saturday night that no one ever heard of, and he's making the roster now. Bro, no, I mean you can't do that. You know, you can't get too high, you can't get too low, and that's the thing. The fan base has to understand. Yes, just keep this thing balanced right
there. You go. They pick and choose, though. Percy Butler also took a beating on Twitter. A serious beating, even though he was the only one making tackles out there and not scared to step up and make a solo tackle. I know he got trucked a few times. We've already established that on a previous show, but I just think that he came to play regardless of what people may feel about him or the preconceived notions. I think the fans are interested because the Doug Williams. I'm not a Washington fan, but the Doug Williams jersey. When Jaden rocked out, I'm like, all right, I'm sold. Like, he gets it.
He gets it.
But some fans, it's like they're still looking like skeptical, and until he goes out and he's off the rookie of the year. That's what they got to see.
They waiting. No, they waiting. They just waiting. They waiting for like the other shoe to drop.
Telling me, man, I'll see it when I believe it. Y'all do this to us every year. And I'm like, I've never covered Jaden Daniels type talent. So I definitely didn't do that to you. You want to go back to Robert.
Robert was great. 2012. We got to stop acting like 2012 wasn't special.
Well, thank you. And I said his rookie campaign and that training camp. And
we got to stop doing it.
I'm like, man, this guy different level as far as his talent. And what did he do? He was the rookie of the year.
Yeah, we got to start acting like.
I said that with Chase. I said this guy different, and he was rookie of the year. I can't attribute what happens after 2-3 years.
Yeah, you can't do that. You talking about the year,
club and all that. You know, I'm just saying, you're not gonna have to worry about that with Jaden because there's certain players. I covered the Ravens before Washington, and I know what I remember seeing with Ray Lewis, man. I listen. There's a certain level of all eyes on that because the talent was there. Yeah. But it's a whole nother thing when you want to be that guy and you want to be the best. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt that Jaden Daniels wants to be the best quarterback in the NFL. There's no doubt that that's in his mind of what he aspires to do. What's there not to like, man?
No, that's what I'm saying. Because I came into the draft, like the whole draft process. I had my other guys I liked over Jaden, whatever. I had some guys.
I kept trying to talk you out of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then when I saw not even like I'll be real with you, like the game, I was like, okay, he balling, and I was really impressed with the game. I was really impressed with the game. I'm not gonna act like I wasn't impressed with the game, but the practice. I was impressed with it. I was very impressed with them in practice.
When you saw it up close, you saw.
Yeah, I was real impressed.
You saw something different out there.
Yeah, it was, and it's not because usually I'm not a believer in practices like in terms of like I like to see people real competition, but it's just the way he got the ball out, the accuracy on certain passes. Like I feel like that translates. I know that when you play better competition and pressure, it's going to be a little different. But just to know that, like. He gets the ball out quick and accurately. That's important. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna get pressure. There's gonna be he's gonna play the Eagles who are gonna put pressure on him. Like that's gonna happen. Like he's gonna play the Cowboys who are gonna put pressure on him. That's gonna happen. Like the Giants having an overly aggressive defense. They're gonna put pressure. They're gonna bring extra men. That's going to happen. So, but for him to get the ball out quick and to be accurate on it, like that's when I was like, you know what? And he is not arrogant. What I mean by that is like
not at all.
He's not trying to be Superman on certain plays. Like he'll do a check down, and that to me that is essential. If you're willing to take a quick check down, that means you are humble in your football skills. So to me, when I look at him, I'm like, all right, he's gonna be okay.
He trusts the process of what they're doing with him, and you know, I'll say this to the fans too, you know, and you're gonna hold my feet to the fire on this. It's just like, let's say in the NBA. Wembanyama was #1 pick for San Antonio.
Yeah.
He was their best player, and you knew that.
Yeah,
maybe not their most, you know, dominant right off the top. You know, I mean, they had some other guys that obviously had more experience, but just from a sheer talent standpoint, he was their best player. Yeah. And from a sheer talent standpoint, Jaden is Washington's best player. Not from experience and what he has to get better at, but just from running from A to Z, from passing from A to Z, he's phenomenal.
No, I agree.
If he holds true to form, we're going to have this conversation in 3 to 4 years that he's going to be a household name in the NFL.
That'd be great. That'd be great news. Paul had a question for you too.
Yeah,
like,
you got it.
He said, Paul said, like after this joint practice, in all seriousness, will we bring in a DB?
You know. They might, but see, this is the other thing people are not understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey Sainristil is looking so good.
He's a beast.
You realize that he's got a part of the field locked up already. Okay,
he's a monster.
St. Juice is on the other side. I don't care what anybody says.
He's some trash. But Mikey is amazing.
But listen. St. Juice, I think, benefits from Joe Wicks Jr.
He should.
Jr.'s defense because they want grabby guys, physical guys, and that's what he is. I mean, he's a guy that will grab you a lot. The guy Davis on the other side is a veteran.
He's a vet.
Castro Fields at times flashes, you know. So they have some pieces that they can work with. But I do think the fact that you also have to remember a guy like Quan Martin can come down in the box and do some things, can cover some guys in the slot at times. So, you know, you think about what they're going to do, you know. So how many guys, D-backs, do you have on the field at one time nowadays? 5, sometimes 6, but for the most part, 5. I can assure you that Jeremy Chin, Quan Martin, Mikey Sainristil, that's 3. They're going to be on the field a lot. Okay. So you need 2 more. St. Juice is 1. Forbes is another one. Davis, that's another one. So listen, if you have a pass rush and this linebacking core is as advertised as what I think they can be, you're not going to need your D-backs to hold guys and cover them for 4 seconds. They're only going to need to be able to do things for 2 seconds at a time. And if one's not getting it done, you rotate somebody else in there. Yeah. To answer your question, though, the only guy that I thought that they were going to go out and maybe take a look at was Gilmore.
Yeah, that's what
he got locked up by somebody else recently, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
I think he went to talk to somebody. I don't know if he signed. Did he sign? I know he went to talk to.
Yeah. So that's a possibility.
Yeah.
He knows their system, so he wouldn't have to come in and learn. He would have to learn his teammates. But I think fans also have to understand this too, guys. And I'll be quick about this.
No, you're good.
This isn't a Super Bowl football team, man. So let's stop thinking that they're going to plug in somebody that's going to make them have a run in them. That's not realistic. Are they a possible wild card team? I think so.
Hold up, Blake. I'm just going to say this. I'm not biased. To me, and I've been saying this, the NFC is wide open. Detroit, they turned around over the course of a couple years, but they were right on the cusp. I mean, a big halftime lead. It's not out the realm of possibility this team can compete late into the postseason. You heard me say it because I just feel like
you mean for a Super Bowl?
Outside of the 49ers, there's no true front runner. I'm talking about to make a deep playoff run. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, people are sleeping on Detroit, man. Detroit is like that. And then on top of that, Green Bay do not sleep.
No, I like Green Bay too, but I'm just saying, can you pick?
Man, I don't think Green Bay can do it again.
I don't think you can.
I don't think Green Bay doing it again.
I think Green Bay's actually.
And you don't
good.
think San Fran is still right there?
Okay.
Oh no. I think San Fran. So I'm gonna be real with you. I think it's between. My opinion. I think it's between
Detroit and San Fran.
I think the Eagles did a really good job in the draft. Like I'm very impressed with Eagles.
And I agree. I think
the Eagles are like Eagles are like scary.
We're going to see how injuries.
I think San Fran is going to. I think San Fran's going back to the bowl. I think San Fran is the best team by far.
Paul got the Packers. I like the Packers.
I think San Fran's by far.
Listen, man. Listen.
He's laughing at you, bro.
San Fran.
Because Paul is everything NFC.
I have it like this: San Fran, Detroit, Philadelphia, Green Bay. Those 4 are locks for the playoffs. There's no questions asked there. Okay, so now who's the next wave? Don't sleep on Chicago.
I think Chicago going to be good too.
Look at what Tampa did last year.
And I quiet as kept. You can't sleep on Dallas either.
Yeah,
they're going to win games in the regular season. That's just what they do. No, I mean, you can sleep in the playoffs. You can go. You can really sleep. Put your feet up. But in the regular season,
that's right. The OC is Kellen Moore. Yeah, you know I'm about to take. Their defense can hold it. Kellen Moore is bad.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, you might be right about the locks, but behind that, look at what Tampa did last year. So many teams were in the mix at like the 15, 16 week mark. I just feel like the Commanders, as much as I'm not picking them like Paul is to go 11 and whatever 6, I still feel as though because of what I've seen in NFC, I think they can compete. Like the AFC, we already know.
I agree with you.
Hands down. People are looking at the Chargers now, of course, but in the NFC,
they got Harbaugh. That's right. You're supposed to look at the Chargers.
I'm telling you, man. And with the way Dan Campbell coaches going forward constantly, what's cost them, which I'm not mad at because that's what you've been doing all season. I'm just saying it's going to be some sleeper squads, and I think the Commanders could be one of them.
No, I think they are going to be a sleeper. I think the Commanders are making the playoffs. I think they're a wild card team, but they're not in the class of the Detroits and San Francisco's. Let's not do that to them.
They're not in the class of San Francisco. I mean, Detroit, we'll see. Huh? We'll see if Detroit can do it again. Golf got the bag. I want to see how it works out again.
Like Rob Jones told us,
just fine,
do it again.
Do it again, bro. Do it again. That's all I'm saying. Do it again. I know what to expect from San Francisco. It's NFC Championship or Super Bowl. Like we're going to the bowl. It's either or.
Detroit that's what they do. Tough division, man.
That's what
Detroit should have beat San Francisco.
They should have, but they didn't. Know why? Because they're champions. Like they're the NFC champions. And San Fran should have beat Kansas City, but they didn't. Why? Because Pat Mahomes is a champion.
We gotta do this. We gotta do this during the regular season, fellas. I'm telling you, because it's going to be fun, especially if the Commanders are good. Like you've been waiting for this. You saying, do you realize what's going to happen to our shows when the Commanders are good?
I mean, bro, it's called life is good, man.
You
don't go in places and people say, oh, so you cover the Commanders? Like, oh no, we don't have any sales in here today.
Yeah, Papa John's. We eating Papa John's all season. If the Commanders do what Rob did in 2012,
not the Papa John's.
Papa John's all season, baby.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Real quick, hey, who needs to step up on this? Hey, who needs to step up?
Neither can we.
Commanders against the Dolphins for to help their chances on this team.
Who needs to step up to make the roster? You mean?
Yeah, or for good morale, either or to make the roster, or for good morale for their personal use, their own personal need.
Oh, number one. I mean, come on, man. You know I'm not going to do that to my boy, man. Come on. No way.
That's what the fans like.
You know who really has to do something? Fedarian Mathis.
Who?
Fedarian Mathis.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
He's because Johnny Newton has come, and he's different. So, and you have Ridgeway. So if you're Fedarian Mathis, you definitely have to do something. I'm telling you guys, listen. So let me just say this, man.
Yeah.
I got to throw the ball up there one more time.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad. Go ahead.
Y'all know who that man position coach is, right?
It's he's still there?
What are you talking about? Wide receiver coach, Bobby Ingram.
Yeah, Bobby Ingram's still there. Oh, that's right.
Cook, dude,
Penn State. That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say James.
So what? Hold on. What I'm saying is the only what are you gonna cut, Jahan?
You're not cutting him at all. Like that's not a thing.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's not a thing.
So you're gonna trade him for what? Are you gonna trade him for? Are you gonna trade him for?
There's only one player they want via trade. There's only one player they want via trade.
That's not happening.
It's not happening.
So he's on the team. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And again, all those reps that he's taking, a lot of that is in the middle of the field, and they're trying to see if he can do it, run in that slot. And I'm telling you, watch the game Saturday night, and then we can have this conversation again.
You know what? I look, I'm a Jahan believer. I mean, even though he went to Penn State, I'm a Jahan believer. You know what I mean? Like I told you.
What was that supposed
to
mean? Even though,
I mean,
why you have to
he's not a champion. Like he ain't a Michigan champion. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I like Tracy Story, but you know they can't get it done late in the big games, man. Sheesh.
Hey man, listen, man. When I get off with you, I'm gonna beat the hell out of Michigan on this football. Just because making me mad. Making me mad right now.
I'm just saying, we just said. I mean, just saying, like we champions.
Linebacker, you represent.
I mean, y'all some good linebacker, man. You got Micah, man. I wanted Micah, so I'm just saying, like you guys.
Yeah, we got Jamin, and Jamin needs. Well, y'all got Jamin. Sorry, and Jamin needs to continue to play at a high level. I think he's out to prove himself anyway.
I think he had a good start.
That's my guy.
I think that Jets game kind of solidified him a spot because you can see that he's capable. And in fairness to the kid, man, I mean, he's learning a different position on the fly. So and he proved something the other day, and they needed to see that because I did think he could be on the hot seat, but to me, I think Fedarian's got to show something. And I mean, you're not cutting Forbes. I just don't see that. You don't cut first round talents who are on your payroll.
Yeah. And you got control of them for such a long time.
That's what I'm saying. You got to you don't have to give them an option year after next year if you don't want. But man, I'm trying to think of guys that have to show me something.
Actually, Dan didn't have one. He said the kicker, Patterson.
Of course.
It's his job now, man.
That sucks. That's his job because he is not that good.
Well, he's got a rocket.
He got a leg though. I know that he has a leg. I see that.
Got a rocket. I just think they wanted experience. I'm trying to think, man. That's a good question as far as guys. I think a guy like Tinsley, a wide receiver, shows flashes here and there. I think Jameson's safe. I do.
I got it. Yeah. I got a comment for you, Lake. Though I want to see what you think.
You like Rosemary? What is it?
What about Jahan?
You like Marcus Rosemary Jackson?
What do you think about Jahan doing punt returns?
Does who do punt returns?
What do you think about Jahan doing punt returns? Because he was
great at all Big Ten at that.
Yeah. What do you think about that
in college? But again, you don't. Again, it's kind of a commodity thing. Yeah. But if y'all think he's on the hot seat, then he should be returning anything.
True. So Ray, what you say? I'm sorry, I cut you off, Ray. What did you say?
Oh no, you cool. He liked the receiver, Rosemary Jackson, and I was just wondering now, is he not really?
No one's talking. They're not talking about him as much anymore
because they like his size, but Lake liked him at first. Like I think he's gonna make the roster.
I mean, I like Marcus. That's one of my guys. He's actually I don't have it with me, but one of my sponsors, he has the mouth shield too. So that's Bobby's dude, you know. So,
okay.
Yeah, so Bobby McCray's guy. So good dude, man. And I think he's got the talent for sure. He just hasn't had his number called too often since rookie minicamp. Yeah. And but he did have a nice catch against the Jets. You know, tough catch, and had 2 overthrows on his other route. So. You know, they're looking for him, and obviously going back to Florida, where he's from, this weekend, it'll be nice to see him getting some opportunities, getting some looks. I don't think this wide receiver room is set at all. Yeah, I think you might have 4 that are set, locked in stone. Surprisingly, I think Jahan's one of those guys. So it's are they keeping 6 or 7? I think they're keeping 7. So it leaves the door open for a lot of guys.
Crowder, that Eric is wild.
Crowder's my 5th.
He said Crowder's old as dirt.
But I ain't gonna lie. Again, I've seen Crowder twice in camp. He's been looking good in camp.
And he's your special teams guy.
Yeah, he looks good.
Olamide, Wole, that's your guy.
Olamide.
Of course.
I like
it's gonna be fun to see. I know out of all of the disconnect between fans or discord, everybody is on board with Adam Peters. So we're gonna trust what he does and the decisions he makes following this next preseason game, and of course the final roster.
Newcomer, real quick, said Justin said Martin needs to play to the half.
I agree with that. I'm
good with that too. I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
He can
Which
play.
Means that you don't see hardly any Jay.
Thanks for checking in.
Thanks, Just. I would like probably mute the TV. I'll probably mute the joint. I'll probably mute my TV if he plays. I'll probably change the channel. I can't watch Mariota.
Yeah, you was watching Caleb on the low.
I was watching Caleb on the low. I definitely was. When Mariota was in the game, I was watching Caleb. I damn well was. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, Caleb is amazing. I love my team, but I rep the DMV. I'm sorry. I rep town out the DMV. I do. Caleb was
I'm from DC, man, but you know.
I feel you, Lake. I feel you.
Like you was vibing Caleb too. We were talking big
Caleb man. Look, I'm a Caleb fan, man, but I'm a Jaden Daniels fan more.
Oh no, I like Jaden.
Now that's a homer thing right there, Lake. Come on, man. You gotta be objective, bro. You know.
Hey, listen, man. This football team, if they do well, bills get paid. So I'm being biased and objective at the same time.
Hey, Ray.
Paul went to DeMatha, Paul? Sheesh. Paul went to DeMatha. He went to McNamara.
He said, man, he went to Gonzaga. Can't go for him. He talking about he talking about Jay. I think went to DeMatha. Is that facts?
No.
Caleb went to.
No, he said that. He said he said Caleb went to Gonzaga. He said he can't bump with him.
I mean, listen, man, I'm a private school dude, man. Mackin and DeMatha. So listen, man, come on, man. Y'all too young to remember Mackin. You know, that's.
Nah, no, I'm not. That's Johnny Dawkins.
Absolutely, I came in there right after him. So that's a long time ago. So yeah, but
Mustangs.
Well, no, the Mustangs are McNamara. That's when my niece and nephew graduated from.
Paul with the McNamara.
2-3 years ago.
Oh, they got my man Angelo over there right now on the hoop side. I got love from McNamara.
Hey man, their women's basketball program is like that.
You said
I
confess to be a Caleb hater. I kind of wish I wasn't though. Haters, dog. Caleb is like that. Haters.
He is, man. I don't know if I like that green purse though.
I don't comment on that type of stuff. I just comment on him as a football player.
I mean, listen, whatever rocks your boat, literally. Yeah. But my thing is
I got you.
If adversity hits, are people going to start bringing up stuff? You know,
they are. That's what they did in the draft. They did that in the draft.
That's what I wonder but he's not the only athlete painting nails, man. A lot of these kids are doing that now. I think that's a fad thing with these guys. It's just, we couldn't have done it.
Yeah. That's a new age thing.
He left me in my house doing that.
If I remember McEnsee, that's where times was different back then.
Yeah, but then the ball player from Duke that went to the Sixers in the first round, he painted his nails.
He painted his nails too.
Yeah, but I mean that's just.
Look at Ray.
I'm sorry.
Hey, real talk though. Real talk. If you could get $1 million endorsement deal from somebody because your nails are painted, would you do it?
No, I'm already light skin, Lake. I'm sorry, I can't have the soft moniker out here, bro. Like, if we all together, I'm gonna get swung on first, regardless.
Hey, listen, bro, you light skin with good hair, man. You might be able to be able to do it and get away with it.
No, sir, I can't do it, man. $1 million, I still ain't do it. I will not sell my soul, no, sir. I'll find it. Listen. I'll work it another way.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'll cut grass.
I would do it.
Hey, listen, man. Like your boy Ted DiBiase said, everybody got a price.
Everybody got a price.
You telling me, Ray, you telling me that if somebody came up to you and said, Ray, we're gonna sponsor Urban Sports Scene to give you some kicks and everything, but you gotta wear our favorite color kicks are orange, and we need you to rock some orange fingernail. Like just paint on your nails for 2 episodes. You saying no?
Look at Ray.
Listen, man, I will hit Wole up for some socials before I do that, bro. I'll do something illegal. Hey, look, Eric said only $1 million. He said make it 50. It had to be clear nail polish. But you know what though? Caleb, his talent speaks for itself. His decision making. Jimmy Butler rocking, perms and stuff, man. I still like his work ethic. You do you. I'm gonna do me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
as for me and my
house, me and said you could wear some long black nails for just 2 episodes, and we'll hit you up with 80,000 just for 2 episodes. Y'all see me holding the football on this show just like this.
Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, put me in Pentagon City. I'll catch the train down there, man. You used to have the shows in Pentagon and the free stir fry. That's all I need. Like,
Wole, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it, Wole?
I would. I'm Nigerian, man. I do it. Of course, I'll do it. I like money. I like money a lot.
For 2 episodes?
Eric said
I'll do it. Look, Brian said I'll do it.
I didn't say you gotta do it for 2 years. 2 episodes.
I will do it for 2 episodes, bro. Like the million, I would pay for $1 million. I'm definitely paying my nails.
Ray, you know you doing that for 2 episodes.
Nah, Wole's gonna do it. He gonna break me off. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do.
So Wole look crazy, and he paying you to look crazy. No.
Well, they already had me looking crazy. He had me with a shirt and tie on in the Wizards locker room. You know what I'm saying? I still get clowned about that. So
Ray, all you gotta do is show up on your own program and say, "Look, appreciate the love from Orange Fingers. Just wanted to let y'all know I'm doing this for 2 shows, so support us at Orange Fingers." And you got 80 grand. Okay, you ain't got to show them again.
We winning, bro. We winning.
Listen, I'm holistic. Look at it. I got coconuts in my crib, man. You don't know nobody that do this like me, bro. Like, listen, I'm not doing it. I'm not. No, I will hunt for my food. I will still eat. I'm still eating no matter what. You ain't seen. When the last time you see somebody with coconuts in the States, man? I'm not Puerto Rican though. Trust me on that one.
What's the coconuts for, though? Out of curiosity.
Oh, it's for milk and water, bro. It's for cream. You know what I'm saying?
And you like straight up drinking those with a straw out of those?
Well, you gotta take the hammer to them first, like a real hammer, and then you can strain it and make milk out of it. Yeah, for sure. I'm drinking it like this, no straws, bro.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta get you a coconut sponsor that wants you to wear orange spots. To show them coconuts.
All I need is Funyuns, bro. Funyuns just dropped the
Onions?
ramen noodle. No, Funyuns. They dropped the ramen noodle flavor Funyuns. The chips, yellow bag, man.
What?
That's all I need. Yeah.
Okay. I mess with Funyuns, man, for real. Well, I used to. I can't do that stuff now. So
I know you slimmed down and everything.
Man, I stay in hanger mode now.
Go ahead, Paul. Wole going to have Ray interview Davis on the t-shirt tie, on the shirt tie. All crazy. On the shirt tie. Hey, go ahead, man. Y'all talk. Stop. Y'all ain't gonna stop blasting what Jamie did to me on the video, bro. Y'all gonna stop doing that, dog. Look, I'm gonna play it right now, just for y'all.
What he do to you on the video?
Everything here with linebacker Jamie Davis. Stop you calling linebacker DN. Stop calling you.
Anything that's gonna get you to that ball.
I feel you. So on Saturday.
Hey man, you know what you should have done though.
Sexual chocolate.
All you had to do was raise the camera up to go right above.
Yeah, only because I was working by myself, bro. That's the only reason why. Like, I wish I would have did it. Like, I had somebody because I was doing the camera and I had to go back and forth. And they try to rush out, so I can't. It's hard to like that timing.
So you just drop a lower third on that joint, man.
Oh yeah,
you don't see all that.
I know, man.
But I mean, hey, man, that
was like, let me get your pecs,
man.
bro.
That shows you was out there working, man. Sometimes you can't change that. I had somebody tell me, how come I haven't been wearing my blazers and stuff? And I'm like, because it's 100 degrees outside. Did you want me to not make it through the video from passing out? So
put the towel in your head, Lake. That's the memory I got of you. Came out with the towel in your house, like, yeah, Lake.
Hey, go ahead, yeah. Look, go ahead. Yeah. Look at the dude. He flexed on you. Hey, stop.
I ain't want to say nothing. That joint looking like Lou Ferrigno out that joint.
We too old. We too old. We are too old, bro.
Hey, Paul, chill out, yo. Hey, yo.
That dude look magically delicious.
Hey, yo, go ahead.
I can't, bro. I can't. Y'all,
hey, I got real tears, dog. Real tears.
Well, they was like, what position you playing this year? He was like,
hey, yo, go ahead. Yeah.
You asked me, can I call you a linebacker?
Oh my God, bro.
That man got his shirt on, bro. But
But why was you like this though, Wole? Seriously though, man. You had the microphone. You was like looking to talk to him like this. Kind of like looking away, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they was drinking water after you. My man, well, they thirsty. Oh my God! Michael jumping in it. He said he's looking at you. He said he's looking at your nipples, bro. Well, they was like, I did my background research. He do that all the time, man. Stop.
Hey yo, he did though. He did all the time.
And now he was Ernie Johnson. Yeah, well, you did stay professional. I appreciate you for the brand.
Hey yo, that was hilarious.
And that shows you willing to do whatever it takes.
Oh my God, man. Y'all have me. I'm tearing up, man. Good God. That was hilarious, bro. I'm sorry. Oh man, that was funny as I don't know what, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Hey, Lake, man, we gotta wrap the show. Before we wrap the show, how can folks catch you on social media and catch your podcast? The new show.
You can check me out on social media at Lake Lewis Jr. Almost, man, thinking it out made me forget my own name. So at Lake Lewis Jr. on all social media, and in the podcast, we're changing the name up. No longer the After Practice Podcast, it'll be the Lake Lewis Show. And you can go to sportsjourney.com, and then I'll plug the next thing coming up. Hopefully this time next week I'll be able to tell you where you can go check it out, and we're excited about it. Man. Hey, Lake, man, thanks for being on, man. We appreciate you, man. This is fun, man. You gave us a whole bunch. You gave us almost 2 hours, man. Appreciate you for your time. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go to sleep tonight.
Hey, if you see Jamie tomorrow, take a pic of Jamie tomorrow after practice.
Hey, shut up, Ray.
No funny. Hey. If he got a shirt on, we gotta be worried. With orange nails.
All right, Lake, man. You take it easy, brother.
Right, fellas. Y'all take care.
Right. Paul is crazy. Hey, Eric, appreciate you, bro. Really, I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who's checking in. I love the comments.
I mean, y'all had this show on fire. The comments alone, y'all had this joint on fire, man.
Great show. Appreciate you, Bo Lake. Real talk. You already know. Appreciate my son for checking in.
Yeah, your son's
he's trying to crack a joke.
Your son's awesome, man. He's awesome, man. Hey, like I said earlier, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, tune in, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports. See, I'm not trying to look at the comments anymore because it's killing me. Also, follow us on X at Urban Sports, IG at Urban Sports, like our Urban Sports Facebook page. If you are new to us on YouTube and you're watching this on YouTube, hit that red subscribe button and also like this video. We're trying to get our numbers up to 800. We close now. Like we moving. Now we rolling. So we trying to get to 800. So get us to 800. Yeah, man. And also I mentioned earlier too, you want to check out our content on our website, just go to www.urbansportscene.com. Also check us out on Empire Media, which is empiremedia.com. All right, man. Again, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all anywhere you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. You dig? Deuces. We are out.
Wow, man.